Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. If this is a medical emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Our office is located at 2200 South Monroe Street, Tallahassee, Florida. Our fax number is 850-900-5941. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Please listen to the following prompt in its entirety as our menu options have changed. If you are a Big Bend Care patient looking to reach your case manager, please enter their extension now. To speak with Dr. McMillan with Bond on Magnolia, please hang up and dial 850-576-4073. Please be advised you may need to leave a voice message and we will return your call. Please avoid leaving multiple messages as this will delay our response time. If you are calling about a medication refill, please contact your pharmacy. For referral questions or concerns, please dial option 130. For our medical records department, please dial option 132. For non-emergency nurse triage, please dial option 158. And to speak with our receptionist, please dial option 3. Thank you. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. At the tone, please leave. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. If this is a medical emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Our office is located at 2200 South Monroe Street, Tallahassee, Florida. Our fax number is 850-900-5941. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Please listen to the following prompt in its entirety as our menu options have changed. If you are a Big Bend Care patient looking to reach your case manager, please enter their extension now. To speak with Dr. McMillan with Bond on Magnolia, please hang up and dial 850-576-4073. Please be advised you may need to leave a voice message and we will return your call. Please avoid leaving multiple messages as this will delay our response time. If you're calling about a medication refill, please contact your pharmacy. For referral questions or concerns, please dial option 130. For our medical records department, please dial option 132. For non-emergency nurse triage, please dial option 158. And to speak with our receptionist, please dial option 3. Thank you. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. At the tone, please leave a detailed message. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. If this is a medical emergency, enter the first 3 letters of the last name of the person whom you wish to reach. For the letters Q or Z, use the 1 key. Enter the... No names matched. One moment, please. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. At the tone, please... Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness. Oh, no. This is David speaking. I may help you.
Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Omar. I'm a patient there at CarePoint Health and Wellness.
Mm-hmm.
I need to schedule an appointment for telehealth, and I also need several referrals and authorization submitted.
What is your date of birth?
December 14th, 1988.
Okay, give me 1 second, okay? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, I'm in your chart. What referrals did you need?
Several of them. I called Humana Medicaid yesterday, and I asked them for a list of specialists, preferably specialists here in Tallahassee because of my neck and back injuries, and it's difficult for me to travel long distances in a vehicle. I asked them for a list of neurologists, podiatrists, nutritionists, dermatologists,
Okay.
and
I'm just writing everything down.
I think that's it.
Okay. See, I see what she did. Try to refer you to pain management, but you want to see neuro.
Well, the thing is, the pain management doctor that I had an appointment with on August 12th, 2025 at 9 a.m. at Tallahassee Orthopedic Center, they called me on August 6th, 2025 and said they canceled my appointment and they discharged me from the practice because I missed my appointment. But but I didn't miss my appointment because my appointment's on August 12th, 2025 at 9 a.m. And they said, and I explained that to them that I didn't miss my appointment because it's only August 6th, 2025. Right. It's not August 12th yet. And they said,
have you ever seen them before?
Yeah, I went to Tallahassee Orthopedic Center and I saw the pain management doctor. He identified himself as Dr. Jonathan Chiwalayu, and he ordered several imagings of my neck, my back, and my left ring finger. And then,
do you remember when that was?
It was several months ago, I think.
Okay, no problem. So you
and then he said he's gonna put together a treatment plan for me, and then. After that, they told me my appointment's on August 12th, 2025 at 9 a.m. And I was waiting to go to that appointment for a long time now. And then all of a sudden they told me they canceled my appointment and they discharged me from the practice. And
Lord.
And then I said,
okay.
and then
I will let the referral coordinator know so she can try to find you another place that'll take you, okay?
And then could you tell them that I need to I need to go to these specialists in Tallahassee?
Gotcha. I would definitely let her know. It is sometimes hard when we can't find anybody, locally.
They said when I called Humana Medicaid yesterday or the day before yesterday, they said I spoke to a supervisor, and the supervisor said the primary care physician's office could send a referral and submit an authorization for a specialist that is not within the network of Humana, and I'll be able to go. And I'll be able to go to that specialist because we can't find any specialists that are within the network of Humana that are in Tallahassee. And
now, if it's not a network, they're not going to cover the visit.
Yeah, they said they'll cover it, but the primary care physician's office has to submit a referral and submit an authorization for that specific specialist, so I could go to that specialist because the specialists that I'm only able to find that are within the network of Humana, they're approximately 100 miles away from here. Like, for example,
gotcha.
the list that I'm looking at for the specialist that I mentioned to you first in the beginning of the call, I'm looking at the list, and they're all like 60 miles away, 70 miles away, 80 miles away, 90 miles away, and that's approximately 160-mile round trip or more. And that's difficult for me because when I'm traveling long distances in the vehicle, my neck is bouncing around, and it hurts my neck a lot and my back a lot. And I noticed that immediately, literally while we're traveling, and then especially when I return home, my neck and my back is hurting a lot worse.
Okay. I see.
And then also,
I'm going to let them know about the pain management referral. But for the other referrals, we're going to have to get you set up to come in for a follow-up. Is that something you can do? And we do provide transportation if you need us to pick you up.
Yeah, that'll be great. And then, and I say that because they keep sending me unsanitary transportation vehicles from the Humana, Medicaid, government health insurance, motive care transportation. And it's making me sick.
Okay.
And it's making me...
But we have our own care point van that can pick you up. I just have to get you sent up to the scheduler so we can get you set up with the appointment and transportation, okay?
All right, and then
so you can get these referrals requested.
All right, and then in the future, am I able to schedule telehealth, or they don't do that anymore?
Right now, Dr. Jones isn't doing telehealth. She is new here, so she likes to see everyone in person, especially for referrals, because she has to put eyes on what you did the referral for to specify in her documentation.
Yeah, so when I went there recently, I did that with the primary care physician. I explained it. I explained the situation to her. I explained to her my injuries. I explained to her that I was injured by the police several times. I showed her my body. I showed her all the things that's wrong with my body, and I showed her also that I needed to go to the dermatologist and all these different things. I showed her in person, and they told me I just need to go there once and meet with the doctor, and then they'll be able to schedule telehealth after that.
I can ask her for you. I can't say yes without her permission. So can I give you a call right back?
Yes. Well, but
I'll give you a call.
In the meantime, because I noticed when I call, nobody answers the phone. So while I have you on the phone right now, could we schedule an appointment?
I will have to send you to the front desk. I don't schedule appointments. So I'm going to transfer you to Angel, and she can get you set up for your appointment and transportation, and I'll call you back about the telehealth, okay?
So you said you're going to transfer me right now?
Yes, I'm going to transfer you myself.
All right.
So you can set up your appointment. 1 second, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, thank you for calling Care Point. It's Angel speaking. How can I help you?
Angel, they said they were gonna they said that they transferred me so I could schedule my appointment for I forgot, but they said that they transferred me to schedule my appointment.
Okay, what's your name?
Omar.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. I'm put you on a brief hold. I'm gonna ask them what do they need for you to do. Okay.
Yo, they said they that they said they're transferring me to Angel to schedule the appointment and schedule transportation, I think.
Okay, just hold on 1 second. Hello?
Yes.
Okay, so she meant schedule an appointment, a follow-up appointment with Dr. Jones so you can get your referral. And then you also need transportation on that day, correct?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so give me your date of birth, please.
December 14th, 1988.
Okay. Let's see, that's going to bring us to Monday, August 18th. What time would you like to come in the morning or the afternoon?
Afternoon.
Okay. The afternoon, we have a 1 o'clock, a 2:30, and a 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
Okay. Hold on 1 second. Toby, do you have availability at 3 o'clock on August 18th? Well, for his appointment time is going to be 3 o'clock. Yeah. At 3. Well, his appointment's at 3. So, a little time before that, about 2:30. Okay. All right. That works out. So I'll put you down for that, okay? With Dr. Crystal Jones, August 18th at 3 o'clock.
And then, so when I see the primary care physician again, do I have to explain all the stuff I already explained to her when I saw her previously?
Well, you should not, because they take notes for that reason. So whatever you told her last time, she should have in that visit, the notes from that visit.
Yeah, but
you get what I'm saying?
So I saw the nurse first when I was there, remember? And then the primary care physician walked in. So I explained it to the nurse and the primary care physician in detail.
Okay.
But the nurse wrote down the wrong information on her little notepad. And then when the doctor came in to read her notes, she was reading something that was completely different from what I was literally just got done explaining to the nurse who was assisting her. So it's like what I think telehealth would be better. So at least they could record the conversation and then replay it to verify, because the nurse is not taking accurate notes. and it's traumatizing me more, having to repeat it over and over again. I don't want to think about it anymore.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you want the visit to be telehealth?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so you wouldn't need transportation, correct?
Well, I don't know, because the woman who transferred me to you, she said something about I need to see the doctor in person or something. But she said she's gonna find out for me or something, or check or something.
So which one did you want to go with? The telehealth visit, or do you want to come in?
Telehealth, preferably.
Okay, so if you're doing telehealth, then they're going to call you, and you're not going to need transportation.
Correct.
Right. Okay, so I'll put you down for that, okay?
Yes, ma'am. And then also, so I need referrals and authorization submitted for several different specialists.
Okay, so this is the reason for this appointment. So you can speak with the provider, and they can put in for that referral for whatever you need.
Yes, specifically a neurologist, a podiatrist, a nutritionist, a dermatologist, and I think that's it, and a pain management doctor.
Okay. So, yeah, that's what you would tell her on that, on your appointment. Okay?
Is it the same day for the telehealth?
That's the reason of the telehealth. It's an appointment. And that's what the reason is, you want a referral. And then, so in that appointment, you're going to tell her what you want the referrals for. And then she's going to send them out.
All right. And then it's the same day, August 18th at 3 p.m.?
Yes, it is.
All right. And then the pain management doctor location at Tallahassee Orthopedic Center. I had an appointment there on August 12th, 2025 at 9 a.m. And then they called me on August 6th, 2025, and they said they canceled my appointment and they discharged me from the practice.
Okay.
And I asked them why, and they said because I missed my appointment. But I didn't miss my appointment. My appointment's on August 12th, 2025 at 9 a.m. And they called me on August 6th, 2025 and told me they canceled my appointment and they discharged me from the practice because I missed my appointment. But it was not August 12th yet. And they said, and I explained that to them, obviously, which is, I'm sure they know that it wasn't August 12th yet. And they said, and I said, why would you cancel my appointment and discharge me from the practice if I didn't miss my appointment? And they said, we'll have a manager call you. And I said,
because you would take that up with them.
And I said, why would you have a manager call me if I didn't miss my appointment? And that's the reason you're saying you canceled my appointment and discharged me from the practice. And they said, they just kept saying, we'll have a manager call you. And then, and then when I called Tallahassee Orthopedic Center the next day, because they didn't call me, they said they were going to have somebody call me, and they didn't call me. And so I called Tallahassee Orthopedic Center the next day, and I explained to them what I just explained to you. And then I said, so if I just go to my appointment anyways on August 12th, 2025 at 9 a.m., am I going to be able to see the doctor? And they said no.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know if the referral didn't go through, or they didn't submit the authorization or something, or what. But that's what they said. They said they canceled my appointment. They discharged me from the practice, and I asked them why, and they said because I missed my appointment. But I didn't miss my appointment. They're lying.
Right. Okay, so either you will find somewhere else to go, or speak with their manager and explain what happened and try to get a new appointment. That's the only thing you can do.
Yeah, but they didn't call me.
Well, I don't know, sir. I probably will find somewhere else to go, because it sounds like it's some things going on where they don't want you there for whatever reason. So, just leave it alone and go somewhere else then, because they don't sound like they want you there.
Yeah, but they have to have a real reason why they're telling me I can't go to my doctor's appointment. They can't just say we don't like you because we just don't want to like you, or we just don't want to help you.
Yeah.
If I'm like I don't know, if I go there and then I don't know if something happens, like I don't know if I don't know. I mean, what could they tell me? They discharged me from the practice for. I mean, if I go there and then I slip and fall or something, and I call their insurance company to obtain monetary relief, that's an understandable reason for them to say, okay, yeah, there's a conflict of interest, Omar. I'm sorry, we can't treat you at this specific practice, but, we could treat you at a different location. Something like that, that's understandable. That's not a negligence of duty. That's not neglect of duty and medical negligence, medical malpractice, and a violation of Statute 766.110, the Healthcare Facility Liability Statute, and or similar U.S. codes and statutes. So they have to be able to tell me when the doctor's office comes to a conclusion like that or a decision like that. They have to be able to tell the patient why and how they came to that conclusion. They can't just say, oh, we just don't feel like it, or we just don't like you, or we just don't care.
Well, it's not the correct way to go about things, and that's why I just told you should try to go somewhere else. I wouldn't even go forward with it or try to see why they're being negligent and not trying to treat you. Just, try another pain clinic.
I'm tired of going through.
Because you can't make them treat you. You can't make them see you. You can't make them do right?
Well, I mean, if I complain and then they fine them or they penalize them in some way, they won't do that to anybody else. I know that. They might.
Well,
they might
that's
not.
True.
Yeah, so that'll help. But in the meantime, I still need to see the doctor because I'm injured.
Exactly. So that's what you need to focus on, what you need. And that's why I will go somewhere else. I wouldn't waste my time trying to make sure they get whatever they deserve because they mistreated me or didn't treat me. I would go somewhere else. I'd get my problem taken care of.
Yeah, I'm just tired of going through this because, like, for example, when I called Humana, like, I don't know if I said this to the person who transferred me to you. When I called Humana and I asked them for a list of these specialists that I mentioned to you earlier on this call, all of those specialists, they're 60 miles away, 70 miles away, 80 miles away, 90 miles away, and that's an approximately 160-mile round trip. And it's when I travel in a vehicle long distances like that, my neck is bouncing around a lot, and my neck and my back hurts worse. And I noticed that while I'm in the vehicle, and I noticed that when I get home. And then I'm tired of going through that. And then also Um, I'm tired of calling all these specialists that Humana is sending me a list of, and they're telling me they're within the network of Humana, and then when I call them, they tell me they're not within the network of Humana, and they don't accept Humana Medicaid, and something about like, that doctor's not even here anymore, or the Humana Medicaid's giving you the wrong information, or they always have some kind of excuse. And
okay, well, that happens, right?
No, it's not that that's been happening for years.
But it happens with that type of situation with insurance. It does.
No.
Sometimes
They're
their
doing that on
information
purpose.
isn't updated.
No, they're doing that on purpose. I'm telling you, and there's an option on there, on the lists, on the physician finder, for example, where it says where you could specify that doctor is no longer with Humana, or that doctor changed his address, or that doctor whatever, that doctor is no longer in Tallahassee, or whatever excuse that they could possibly say. Just about, they have an option on there to check it to notify Humana. So I did all that. I did that for months and complained about it for years. So I did everything they asked me to do to be able to try to fully recover from my injuries and obtain monetary relief, so I don't have to worry about going through this anymore, because all I need is money to resolve my problem. And they're making it difficult for me to do that. And then when I call them and I ask them to send me a list of doctors who accept my insurance, and I call the doctors on that list, they say the same thing, that they're giving me the wrong information, or they don't accept Humana, or whatever. They always have some kind of excuse. So then now the Humana's telling me, if I can't find a doctor within the network of Humana that's in Tallahassee, I could go to a doctor that's in Tallahassee that's not within the network of Humana, but I have to have my primary care physician's office send them a referral and submit authorization for me to go to that specific specialist, because they don't.
And that's what you got your appointment for. So you have to wait and go to your appointment, or talk to her on telehealth, and you tell her that. Okay.
All right. Well, I mean, I've been trying to go to. I've been trying to go to these specialists and get treatment so I could fully recover and obtain monetary relief for years, but they keep making problems for me. They keep causing me.
See you later.
They keep like putting me in situations that's making it more difficult for me to accomplish my necessary living necessities at the least, let alone fully recover from injuries and illnesses and obtain monetary relief. And it's important. It's very important for me to be able to fulfill all my legal and medical obligations so I could obtain monetary relief. I need to help my family. I have two daughters. One of my daughters is 17 now, and my youngest daughter, she was born on June 4th, 2021, and she's very young. I need to be able to help her. And when my 17-year-old daughter was her age, I was trying to help her. I was working 12 hours a day, sometimes 20 hours a day, 7 days a week. And I was trying my best, and then, but I wasn't able to save up any money because they were only paying me $100 a day. And then by the time I am able to save any money, I already spent the majority of the $100 a day that I was receiving, because I didn't have any money saved up, and I wasn't able to save any money. Everything that I received from working, I had to spend it.
Hi, this is Irma, EHPA Housing Case Manager. I'm away from my desk at this time. If you leave your name, number, and a detailed message, I will return your call as soon as possible. Thank you, and have a nice day.
And they didn't pay me my overtime either.
Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. If this is a medical emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. At the tone, please. Thank you for contacting CarePoint. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. At the tone, please leave a detailed message. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. If this is a medical emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Our office is located at 2200 South Monroe Street, Tallahassee, Florida. Our fax number is 850-900-5941. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Please listen to the following prompt in its entirety as our menu options have changed. Enter the first three letters of the last name of the... No names matched. One moment, please. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. At the Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. If this is a medical emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Our office is located at 2200 South Monroe Street, Tallahassee, Florida. Enter the first three letters of the last name of the... No names matched. One moment, please. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. If this is a medical emergency... Thank you for calling Bond on Magnolia. If this is an emergency, please... Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and... The number you have reached is no longer in service. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. Your entry was not valid. Please... Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. If this is a medical emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Our office is located at 20. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. If this is a medical emergency, your entry was not valid. Please make. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health. Your entry was not. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. If this is a. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. At the tone, please leave a detailed message. Contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. If this is a medical emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Our office is located at 2200 South Monroe Street, Tallahassee. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. At the tone, please. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. If this is a medical emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Our office is located at 2200 South Monroe Street, Tallahassee, Florida. Our fax number is 850-900-5941. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Please listen to the following prompt in its entirety as our menu options have changed. If you are a Big Bend Care patient looking to reach your case manager, please enter their extension now. To speak with Dr. McMillan with Bond on Magnolia, please hang up and dial 850-576-4073. Please be advised you may need to leave a voice message and we will return your call. Please avoid leaving multiple messages as this will delay our response time. If you are calling about a medication refill, please contact your pharmacy. For referral questions or concerns, please dial option 130. For our medical records department, please dial option 1. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. If this is a medical emergency, please hang up and dial 911. You have reached the referrals department. We are either away from our desk or on another call. If you are calling in reference to a status update on a referral or need more information in reference to an existing referral, please be sure to leave your full name, date of birth, a good contact number, and your call will be returned within 24 to 48 hours. Please avoid leaving multiple messages as this. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. If this is Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. At the tone, please leave a detailed message. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. If this is a medical emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. If this is a medical emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Our office is located at 2200 South Monroe Street, Tallahassee, Florida. Our fax number is 850-900-5941. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. If this is a medical emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Our office is located. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. At the tone, please. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. If this is a medical emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Our office is located at 2200 South Monroe Street, Tallahassee, Florida. Our fax number is 850-900-5941. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Please listen to the following prompt in its entirety as our menu options have changed. If you are a Big Bend Care patient looking to reach your case manager, please enter their extension now. To speak with Dr. McMillan with Bond on Magnolia, please hang up and dial 850-576-4073. Please be advised you may need to leave a voice message and we will return your call. Please avoid leaving multiple messages as this will delay our response time. If you're calling about a medication refill, please contact your pharmacy. For referral questions or concerns, please dial option 130. For our medical records department, please dial option 132. For non-emergency nurse triage, please dial option 158. And to speak with our receptionist, please dial option 3. Thank you. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. If this is a medical... Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. If this is a medical emergency, please hang up and dial 911. You've reached the non-emergency nurse triage line. If this is in reference to medication refill prescriptions, please contact your pharmacy. Please leave your full name. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. If this is a medical emergency, please hang up. That extension is busy. Thank you for contacting. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. At the tone, please leave a detailed. Thank you for contacting CarePoint Health and Wellness Center. That extension is busy. Thank you for contacting.
Thank you for calling Member Services. Para español, marque 9. What's the date of birth? it. Thanks. This member is currently eligible for benefits and is assigned to Main Dental Office, Bond Community Health Center. Sorry, in just a few... All right. Please tell me in a little more detail what you're calling about. You can say things like, am I covered for a cleaning, or out-of-network benefits?
I need a periodontist.
Okay, find a periodontist. To find a dentist, say, text me a link. Otherwise, to hear up to 3 dental providers in your area, say, tell me now.
Tell me now.
I have your zip code as 32303. Should I look for providers in that zip code?
Yes.
I didn't find any periodontists, but there are general dentists in that area who may provide those services. Here are 3 general dentists in the area who accept your plan. Dr. Christopher Lang, located at Neighborhood Medical Center Hospital on Mikosugi in Tallahassee. Phone number 850-300-7274. You can say, repeat that, or hear the next one. Or if you're done, say, main menu.
What's the next one?
Dr. Marshall Lopez Rivera, located at Bond Community Health Center on Gadsden in Tallahassee. Phone number 850-576-4073. You can say, repeat that, or hear the next one. Or if you're done, say, main menu.
What's the next one?
Dr. Warren Feary, located at Neighborhood Medical Center on Jim Lee in Tallahassee. Phone number 850-391. Sorry, you can say, repeat that, or press 1. Hear the list again, or press 2. New search, or press 3. Main menu. Sorry, I still didn't get that. To hear that information again, press 1. To hear the list again, press 2. To start a new
May I
search,
speak to a
press 3.
representative, please?
You'd like to speak with a representative, right? You'd like to speak with a representative. One moment while I try to connect you with someone who can help. To provide you with the best service, your call may be monitored or recorded for quality purposes.
Thank you for calling Member Services. My name is Ivy. Can I get your name?
My name is Omar. I need perio maintenance, so I need to go to the periodontist. My primary care physician's office is at CarePoint Health and Wellness Center here in Tallahassee, Florida. I think they have dental services there. Is there a way maybe you could reach out to them? Because I'm just trying to call them back, but they didn't answer the phone. And I need to go to the periodontist as soon as possible, please.
Sir, just to confirm, what is your last name?
My full name is Omar Mohsen Ibrahim Fuad. My Humana member ID number is H08403701. I was born on December 14th, 1988. My phone number is 772-538-8586.
I don't need those. Sorry, I don't need those information anymore. It has your account has pulled up. I just want to confirm your full name. Okay, so you need perio maintenance and a periodontist. Okay, just give me a moment.
Yeah, there's pain in my teeth and gum area, in the top right corner. And I noticed when I was brushing and flossing my teeth yesterday, I could smell something that smelled like a cavity. And then when I was flossing with the dental floss, it was hurting really bad. And I started getting a headache and ear pain. And then also when I was trying to brush my tongue all the way in the back, it was like a painful feeling, and it made me feel sick. And I noticed there was tonsil stones coming out when I spit after I was brushing my tongue all the way in the back.
All right. Okay, and so you want me to reach out to Bond Community Health Center to check if they got periodontist periodontal services? Is that right?
No, my primary care physician's office is CarePoint Health and Wellness in Tallahassee.
Okay.
From what I think, they have dental services there at the same location.
Do you have the phone number?
Yeah. 850 354 8765.
8765. And you tried to reach out to them, but they do not answer?
Yeah, I was talking to them right before I called you, and I don't know, the phone hung up or something, but I was talking to the person there at the doctor's office. I was explaining to her my situation, and then the phone just went on hold all of a sudden while I was talking to her. And then when I tried to call back, they didn't answer the phone. But I forgot to tell them that I need to schedule perio maintenance.
Okay. Let me try to reach out to the provider, sir, okay? Give me a moment here. Looks like they have a phone issue, because I tried to dial the number. It just rang once and then completely cut off. Let me try again, okay? Give me a moment.
Could you put it on three-way so I could talk to them also?
Sure. Okay.
Emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Our office is located at 2200 South Monroe Street, Tallahassee, Florida. Our fax number is 850-900-5941. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. Please listen to the following prompt in its entirety, as our menu options have changed. If you are a Big Ben Care patient looking to reach your case manager, please enter their extension now. To speak with Dr. McMillan with Bond on Magnolia, please hang up and dial 850-576-4073. Please be advised you may need to leave a voice message and we will return your call. Please avoid leaving multiple messages, as this will delay our response time. If you're calling about a medication refill, please contact your pharmacy. For referral questions or concerns, please dial option 130. For our medical records department, please dial option 132. For non-emergency nurse triage, please dial option 158. And to speak with our receptionist, please dial option 3. Thank you.
I'll go ahead and press option 3, okay?
Hello, thank you for calling CarePoint for Angel speaking. How can I help you?
Hey, Angel.
Hello.
Yes.
Hey, Angel. I've got DentaQuest on the line with us. I'm trying to schedule perio maintenance. I noticed when I was brushing my teeth, the teeth in the top right corner in the back, it was hurting. And then I noticed also when I was flossing, there was pain there, and then there was like a smell. It smelled like a cavity. And then also...
What? Wait. Slow down. You do not schedule any dental with me. If you like to schedule anything with dental, I can transfer you to dental.
What's the number to call them?
It's the same number as CarePoint, but there's 2 extensions. It's 160 and 166.
All right. Yeah, I'm sorry for calling back so many times. When I was talking to you, I forgot to say that quick enough, but I don't know why. Okay. But the phone went on hold all of a sudden when I was talking to you, and then when I tried to call back, nobody answered.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what you need to do. Call dental. I can transfer you.
We'll just request for a transfer. Hello, sir?
Yes.
Yeah, looks like she did not transfer. Let me just dial again, okay? Give me a moment. What did you say? 160 was the...
Yeah.
The local?
Or 166, I think she said.
All right, sir, I'm having trouble patching you up to the dentist.
If this is a medical emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Our office is located at 2200 South Monroe Street, Tallahassee, Florida. Our fax number is 850-900-5941. Our office hours are Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. till 5.
Enter the first letter. No names matched. One moment, please.
Hello, thank you for calling CarePoint for Angel speaking. How can I help you?
Miss Angel, please transfer us to dental.
Okay. The extension is 160 and 166. So if you call that number that you're dialing, just dial those extensions. But I can transfer you. One moment, please.
All right, thank you.
You have reached the mailbox for extension 160. To continue this recording, press 1. To return to the main menu, press 8. Or if finished, press the star key and hang up. To continue this recording, press 1. To return to the main... To
What?
continue this recording, press 1. To return to the main menu. To continue this recording, press 1. To return to the main menu, press 8. Or if finished, press the star key and hang up. To continue this recording, press 1. To return to the main menu, press 8. Or if finished...
My name is Omar Mohsen Ibrahim Fuad. My Humana member ID number is H08403701. I was born on December 14th, 1988. I need to schedule perio maintenance. I noticed when I was brushing my teeth in the top right corner, they were hurting. And I was getting a headache and my ears were hurting. And also when I was flossing with the dental floss, it was hurting. My teeth and my gums were hurting. And there was a pain there. And then there was a smell. It smelled like a cavity. And then also when I was brushing my tongue all the way in the back, it was hurting. And I started feeling sick. And then I noticed there was tonsil stones in my spit after I was brushing my tongue. And I need to schedule perio maintenance as soon as possible, please. My phone number is 772-538-8586. Once again, my phone number is 772-538-8586. The time right now is 2:35 p.m. Today is Friday, August 8th, 2025. Should I say anything else?
That's it, sir.
What's my DentaQuest number?
H08403701.
So it's the same member ID number?
You're correct. It's the same. All right. So if there's nothing else for the voicemail, sir, we'll just have to hang up. Okay?
All right. Do I need a referral or authorization to get perio maintenance?
Let me see.
To continue this recording, press 1. To return to the main menu, press 8. Or if finished, press the star key and hang up.
All right. I'll just press the star key, okay?
Thank you. Goodbye.
All right. Sir, let me just check if you do have, if it requires prior authorization. Okay, give me a moment. All right, so for perio maintenance, you are covered 1 per 6 months, sir, and you do not require or you do not need a prior authorization. Okay?
So you said once every 6 months?
That's correct. That's right. So there's a frequency to it, so you are only allowed for perio maintenance services 1 per 6 months.
So when I didn't get perio maintenance yet, right?
See if you do have history. So there is no history of perio maintenance yet on file, sir.
Never?
No, sir. There's none.
What about the dentist?
There's dental history here, sir, but for the specific code 4910 for perio maintenance, you do not have any history. So it means that you're getting this specific service for the first time.
All right, and then
So you just have to wait for the reply of the provider, sir, in order to schedule you for perio maintenance services.
so what if they don't call me back?
Sir, if they don't call you back, then what I can do here is I can send you a list of in-network periodontists that you can reach out to.
All right, could you send me a list, please?
And what is your email?
DueDiligenceCorporate@gmail.com. Due is spelled D-U-E. Diligence, regular spelling. Corporate, regular spelling, @gmail.com. So it's Due, D-U-E. Diligence, DILIGENCE. Corporate, CORPORATE, @gmail.com.
And what is your zip code?
32303.
32303. Give me a moment, sir, okay? I cannot locate in-network periodontists in your area. Let's try general dentist here.
No, I need a periodontist. Could you search in Madison, Florida? 100 miles from Madison, Florida?
Madison? Okay. Yeah, there is no in-network periodontist, sir.
What
In
about
Madison, which is 100 miles.
what about 100 miles from Wakulla? 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 Florida? Wakulla?
Yeah, it looks like we do not have an in-network periodontist. So what we can do, sir, is to request a placement from our team to find periodontists that you can see. Would you like to go ahead and request for a placement?
Yes, and then also, could you search 100 miles from Panama City, Florida?
There is also no periodontist, sir, that is in network. So we'll just request for a placement for you. Let me just get some information. Okay.
What about 100 miles from Cairo, Georgia?
Sir, when I search Georgia, sir, it's not showing up information about your plan, so I cannot use this location because this is out of state.
No, Cairo, Georgia is literally right next to Tallahassee. Like you know how there's like a where it shows like the shape of Florida with like it looks like a
I do not know that.
So
yes, sir, but
you know how like when the United States of America, each state has like a shape for each state, and it's like a line around it. If you you know what the map you know on the map. So the Tallahassee, Florida, where I am, there's a place called Cairo, Georgia. It's right there. It's right next to it. It's like so the line that's around Florida that looks like a gun. The Cairo, Georgia is right on the other side of that line. It's like walking distance, kind of.
But so when I put that, it would require me to choose a plan, and it won't show. Your plan won't show up because it's on the state of Florida. So there's just some, even if it's just nearby, but if it's out of state, then I am not able to look it up here on my tool. So that is the limitation of my tool, sir.
What about 100 miles from Orlando, Florida?
Yeah, so the only specialty I see here is prosthodontist, ortho, oral surgery, and endodontist and general dentistry. No perio, sir.
You searched 100 miles from Orlando?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And you said there's only one dentist? One doctor?
Specifically periodontist, sir, but for general dentist, there's a lot, okay? But for a perio, there's none.
What about 100 miles from...
That's in network.
What about 100 miles from Jacksonville, Florida?
Okay. Accepting your patient. sir, there is no periodontist that is in network within 100 miles of Jacksonville.
What about 100 miles from?
Let me just put in Florida, sir. Okay, let's see. Florida, say, if I can find here.
100 miles from Coral Springs, Florida. Coral, Coral. It has the word oral in it. Maybe they'll find a periodontist there because it's
all right,
called
sure.
oral.
So what I did, was, okay. So periodontics, sir, I was able to find one in Immokalee, Florida.
What is it called?
It is Healthcare Network, and the periodontist is Dr. Bradley Petrowski. And I can provide the address and the phone number here, sir. But this is like in, I don't know. I'll spell it because I don't know how to say it. Immokalee.
Say it again. Say it again.
Immokalee.
They're mocking me. I'm mockily. Yeah, they're mocking me. Yeah, they are.
I'm mock.
Immokalee.
So it is Immokalee.
They might as well say. They might as well say.
Sir, I think you would be able to locate more if there's like periodontal services in the health centers, because
you know
they offer like
you know what they might as well say. They might as well say, we want Omar to travel long distances for medical care, so we could steal his identity in a completely different demographic area, knowing that it's going to be difficult for him to find out what we're doing because he can't travel long distances. He doesn't have a car. He's injured. And we know he's not going to continuously travel 160-mile round trip to see what we're doing with his name and his information. And then on top of that, we're going to expose him to all different types of bacterias and illnesses that are not in his specific demographic area, so we can make him more sick and control him even more and make it even more difficult for him to find out that we're stealing his identity in a completely different demographic area that's 100 miles away approximately, until he finally just gives up and is like, the hell with it. I'm tired of repeating myself and telling people what they already know.
All right, sir. So can we just
how do you describe that? How do you describe that?
Sir, what we can do to help you,
you know what I think,
is to just request for a placement for you. So that request do the work for you.
You know what I think? You know what I think they how to describe that? For a name of a land or demographic area or whatever they want to call it, or whatever they're supposed to be called, or whatever. I think they could describe it by saying the Obama, Donald Trump, and Joe Biden administration try to cover up all my complaints for 10 years now.
rude here, but I'm trying to help you specifically with your dental.
Yeah. It has everything to
inquiry.
do with my dental.
So,
Yeah. It has everything to do with my
we're
dental.
not. Let's not go to that, and I would just want to help you find care. So let me do my job, okay? And then you can contemplate about that at a later time.
No, I don't want to
right?
contemplate
So,
about it, and
well,
I don't
you can
care
go
about.
ahead and find.
I don't
I
care.
am going to go ahead and release this call, sir. Okay? Sorry
Why?
about that.
Hold on. Why would you do that? I'm being honest. Exactly. Because you're a scam artist.
Thank you for calling Member Services. Para español, marque 9. Are you calling to find a dentist? Yes or no?
No. I'm calling to say the truth.
Sorry. What would you like to discuss with a representative? Say eligibility or press 1. Benefits or press 2. Claims or press 3. Find a dentist or press 4. Website assistance or press 5. Or it's something else or press 6. One moment while I try to connect you with someone who can help. To provide you with the best service, your call may be monitored or recorded for quality purposes.
Thank you for calling Member Services. My name is Rochelle. May I ask who I'm speaking to today?
Yes, you may. But
Hello.
may I ask who I'm speaking to first?
Thank you for calling Member Services. My name is Rochelle. May I ask who I'm speaking to today?
My name is Omar.
Okay, great. Are you the member or are you calling on behalf of the member?
I am a modern day slave.
Okay, what's your member ID number?
H08403701.
Okay, so I have H08403701.
01. Because I'm a modern day slave, I won 0.
Okay, and what's your date of birth?
You know, from what I was told, I was born on December 14th, 1988.
Okay, great. And what's your last name, Mr. Omar?
From what I was told, my full name is Omar Mohsen Ibrahim Fuad.
Okay, great. And how can I help you today?
Rochelle, you could help me in any way, in every way that you could help me. What I noticed is when I was brushing my teeth, Rochelle, there was pain in my teeth and my gums, Rochelle. Specifically the teeth all the way in the top back right-hand corner, Rochelle. And I started getting ear pain and a headache. And I also noticed when I was flossing with dental floss, my gums were hurting really bad in the back top right-hand corner. And there was a smell that smelled like a cavity. And then when I was brushing my tongue all the way in the back, it was hurting. And I started feeling sick. and there was like a pain feeling in the back of my throat. And then when I spit, there was tonsil stones in my spit, Rochelle. And then my ear started feeling pain in it. I started feeling pain in my ear, Rochelle. And I started feeling a headache in my head. Like a throbbing headache. Rochelle.
Okay. So I do apologize about that. Do you want me to help you find a dentist? Because we're not a dentist office. I can help you find one that's in network with your plan.
So I need a perio maintenance. They told me I need. Yeah, they told me I need perio maintenance, and they told me I need to go to University of Florida College of Dentistry, and then I scheduled the appointment. I went there, and then when I went there for my appointment, they told me I had to reschedule it again, and then I couldn't keep going back because it was difficult for me to travel long distances. And when I tried to go there, because they told me they couldn't find a doctor within the network of Humana that was near my house, they told me I had to go to the University of Florida College of Dentistry. So I traveled all the way there for them to tell me I need to reschedule my appointment. And then I rescheduled it. And I went there again. And they told me I need to reschedule it again. And it's just, they kept telling me different excuses. It's like they just didn't want to clean my teeth. And I think I needed to go to the ear, nose, and throat doctor. Because when I went there, they told me I need to go to the ear, nose, and throat doctor also. And they were in the same building, or the building near it. And when I went there, I saw the ear, nose, and throat doctor. And then they told me I had to reschedule another appointment. But it was difficult for me to keep going back and forth because they were so far away.
Yes, because the only periodontics I see that accepts your insurance is Healthcare Network in Immokalee. Immokale.
Yeah, they're mocking me. They're mocking me a lot, and they are making my injuries and illnesses worse. And they need to stop doing that before I start getting real enthusiastic about it.
Okay, so basically, since we're not a dentist office, the only thing we can do is help you find another dentist. Unless you want to file a complaint on the office or something. But that's, as far as that, the only thing we really can do is help you find a different dentist unless you're trying to file a complaint on that office itself.
Could you reach out to the dental office at my primary care physician's office here in Tallahassee? I tried to call them and I left a message, but they still haven't called me back.
Okay, and what is it that you're wanting us to help you with when we call them? So basically, the number that you're calling, this is for inbound calls. We don't really call out. Are you wanting me to call them and ask them to give you a call?
No, I just call them on my behalf.
Because I can't really speak on your behalf. We're not allowed to speak to the providers.
Well, I tried to call them myself, and I left a message, and nobody called me back. And the situation is getting worse. I'm worried that the gum disease might spread to a different area of my body because it's in my mouth. And if I have gum disease in my mouth, potentially it's going to spread to a different area of my body, and that's going to cause another problem. I don't want to die.
Are you wanting me to see if I can get them on the phone and transfer you on the line with them?
Yeah, so I can schedule an appointment as soon as possible, please.
Do you have their number?
I think it's extension 160 or 166, and the phone number is 850-354-8765.
Have you went to, okay, and this is a periodontist that you're referring to?
I don't know. I think they said they have dental services at my primary care physician's office at CarePoint Health and Wellness here in Tallahassee.
Okay, so let me see if I can get them on the line for you. If you could just bear with me 1 moment. Hi, yeah. So I did speak to someone. She states that the dental department is only available Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. She did transfer me to the manager because she said that they're already familiar with you. But the manager did not answer. It went to her voicemail. I cannot personally leave a voicemail on their voicemail. I'm not even supposed to be calling them. I'm just doing it for you on your behalf because this is an inbound calls. We don't normally call out. But the manager did not pick up. It did go to the voicemail, and I'm not allowed to leave a message.
May I speak to
but I did speak to someone, and she states that their dental services are only available Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. You have to call, leave a message, and they will get back out to you.
Oh, well, that sounds like a great analogy to kind of sum up having to talk too much about a situation. You know, dental office only open on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You know, you get it Tuesday. What did they use? When did they use it? And Thursday, they might be thirsty, or Hearst Day, they might die. You know, it's just like, it's all somebody really has to say if that's the type of personality they've got.
All right, so I was only able to speak to that person. So she said no one is available on Fridays. She did transfer me to the manager. The manager did not answer. It went straight to the voicemail. So basically, I was not able to speak to anyone either because she stated no one is available on Fridays for dental.
Must be a Muslim dental office.
I'm not sure. But yeah, she
Muslims tend to go to pray Jummah prayer at the masjid on Fridays, so they tend to pray Jummah on Friday. Now, I'm going to start using those analogies and incorporating them in my personality, because I'm noticing when I'm giving detailed information, they're acting like they don't understand English when I'm asking for help because I don't want to die. Pretty much just trying to sound smart and professional like them. But then when I try to do that, they just act like they don't understand what I'm saying. I think because they don't want me to be professional and smart like them. They want me to just be sick and injured and suffering and complaining. And I don't want to die.
Okay. Do you want me to try help finding you a different office to go to that's in network with your plan?
Well, did they say when they're gonna call me?
No, she did not say. The person that I spoke to, she just said that she's familiar with you already. She actually, I didn't even tell her your name. She told me your name, and I'm like, yes, that's what I'm calling in regards to. And she just stated, well, dental is not available on Fridays. It's just Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. And I'm like, he's already stated that he's called, left messages. No one has called him back. Then she transferred me over to the manager. The manager did not answer. It went straight to the voicemail. That's when I came back on with you. So the only information I was really provided was the Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. She didn't state if anyone was going to call you back because she did state that. She said, well, what they're supposed to do is call, leave a message. I advised her that he states he's already called, left a message, and no one has called him back. Then that's when she offered the manager, but the manager did not answer. It went straight to the voicemail.
Are there any periodontists here in Tallahassee that I could go to?
So it actually looks like the only periodontics in Florida that accepts your insurance is a healthcare network, and it's in the city IMMOKALEE. Do you know, like, what type of service they're needing to do, like a fill-in crown? What do they have to do? I can try to see if there's a different type of specialist that does that procedure as well.
Perio maintenance specifically.
Right, but what is it? Is that, like, what are they doing? Like a root canal? Do you know the type of procedure that they're doing besides it being perio maintenance?
I have no idea. I went to dental school in South Florida, and then while I was in dental school, they told me it's a predominantly female career. I should be a doctor and get my medical degree. So I changed from dental school after like a few months after we were learning Dentrix, the software for dentists. And then when I started going to medical school, they shut down the college and said that they were doing something fraudulent with the students' financial aid and information or something like that. And then I couldn't
school for that as well.
and then I couldn't go back to that school, and then I just like got sad and went and started working at a convenience store again. But forgot what I was gonna say. What question did you ask me? Oh yeah, they told me I needed to do perio maintenance. At first they were telling me I have gum disease and they could fix the problem with perio maintenance. And I said, okay. And then I tried to go to do the perio maintenance, and then they said they couldn't find a perio maintenance doctor here in Tallahassee. And then they recommended that they just extract the tooth and put me under anesthesia and then extract the tooth. And then Humana said, no, we're not paying for anesthesia, but we'll pay for them to extract the tooth and numb the area. So I was like, okay, whatever. I mean, fix the problem. And then they extracted the tooth. But then the doctor, the dentist office that I went to, the nurses there were being very mean, and they were making fun of me, and they kept saying things that were concerning me while I was just sitting in the lobby in a wheelchair waiting for the transportation to pick me up. After I saw the dentist and the dentist left, and I was just sitting in the lobby, and then the nurses that were behind the window, they were looking at me and saying, one of them said, "What's wrong with him? Should we just kill him?" And then I heard like people started laughing, and like, if me being injured and not feeling well is funny. So I didn't feel comfortable going back there, but my first molar on the bottom left side was hurting so bad, and my gums were hurting so bad, and they were taking a long time to find me a different dentist to go to. So I just went back to that same dentist, and then the dentist numbed the area and extracted the tooth. But they seemed like they didn't want me to even go back there. And they were like kind of like uncomfortable about the fact that I even went back there after I complained about them making that comment about what they said. Specifically, them saying, "What's wrong with him? Should we just kill him?" And then they were laughing, and like it was a joke. But it's not. It's not a joke. The dentist himself, he left already for the day. I was the last patient, and I was sitting in the lobby waiting for transportation after he left, so he wasn't there. I literally watched him walk out the front door, but obviously they told him that I complained, and they all seemed like a little uncomfortable about the fact that I went back there and after I complained about them saying that. But it's just they keep doing these types of things. Every time I need to go to a doctor, or every time I'm, needing to fully recover from injuries and illnesses and all these different things that I have clear and convincing evidence proving far beyond a reasonable doubt. It's like they'd rather just keep me injured and keep me sick so they can keep billing my government health insurance instead of genuinely helping me, fixing the problem, so I could finally obtain monetary relief.
Okay, yes, I'm here. So I do apologize about that. So we can either, I'm not sure if you want to file a complaint or a grievance on the office you're referring to start that.
Yeah,
But
I did.
I would recommend
I filed a
going
grievance.
to a different office. You already filed a grievance.
I filed a grievance. I filed a complaint. Filed a grievance with Humana, Medicaid. I filed a grievance with Dental Quest. I filed a complaint on Google reviews for that dental office. I put it in writing, sent it to several participating government agencies and my opposing counsels and several of my family members to keep all of them informed, up to date, and aware of my complaints all together at the same time. So nobody could say, oh, we didn't know, or they didn't tell us, or what are you talking about, or whatever excuse that they keep reoccurringly trying to use over and over again since the Obama administration, Trump administration, and Biden administration. They've literally been trying to cover up all these complaints for the past 10 years since they killed my son on January 27, 2015 at the HCA Northwest Medical Center and Hospital in Margate, Florida. And they ruined the quality of me and my family's life. They caused me and my family a lot of mental anguish. They ruined business opportunities and business proposals for me and my family. They costed me and my family a lot of money that it shouldn't have costed us. They ruined valuable relationships and friendships for me and my family. They traumatized me and my family. It's injured me and my family. And I can only imagine what it's done to our peers. It's made my mom cry several times, over and over and over again. And then some of my opposing counsels, they work for the Broward Sheriff's Office, where my father retired from after 30 years of service. I can only imagine how it makes my father feel, knowing that the same place he worked for 30 years and retired from is responsible for injuring me and making injuries worse from a previous police brutality case. And then them all trying to cover it up deceitfully and fraudulently and maliciously. I know it's really bothering him, because it bothers me knowing that I've lived in the United States of America for 36 years of my life, and then during 3 different presidencies back to back, they've all tried to cover up all of my complaints over and over and over again while they were unethically hacking my phone and then purposely using that unethical tactic to deceitfully obstruct justice. And I'm born and raised here in the United States of America, in South Florida. And it really bothers me thinking about that every single day, and then watching them make national news reports and broadcasts and just lying over and over and over again and just trying to distract people and manipulate things with other things to confuse the two, knowing that in due time, if I stop complaining, it'll all be washed. How they say, it'll all be covered up and made out to look like something different that they're talking about. But in all actuality, the questions that they ask them and the things that are presented to them and the things that are coming to fruition are all because of my complaints. And the only way they could try to cover that up is by trying to manipulate the questions that they're being asked, or manipulate the things that are coming to fruition. And that's the same thing they've been doing ever since the Obama administration. And I know from experience now, I need to document every single step of the way of all of my efforts to try to obtain monetary relief and fully recover from all these injuries and illnesses and malicious harassment that is reoccurring. And it makes me sick to my stomach to to hear them and see them articulate themselves trying to justify what I'm complaining about. They're violating 18 United States Code Statute 1513, the retaliation against a victim, witness, and or informant statute. They're violating Statute 766.110, the Healthcare Facility Liability Statute, and similar U.S. codes and statutes. And they'll sit there and populate all these fake news reports and articles and things on my Google searches and my YouTube searches and social media searches, all in accordance with things that people tell me when I talk to them on the phone, or things that I'm looking at when I go outside or something, or things that people tell me when I'm outside or something. Just to try to increase their chances of deceitfully trying to cover up my complaints so they don't get in trouble. Because there's no way they could justify a beating. There's no way they could justify an officer putting me in a chokehold while I'm on my knees with my hands in the air, struggling to say I can't breathe 5 times. And the 5th time I struggled to say I couldn't breathe, the officer purposely twisted my neck to the right, intentionally attempting to break my neck, and then picked me up and body slammed me onto my left side onto the concrete in front of a supervisor named Sergeant Edwin Gomez, badge number 2364, and him failing to intervene. And then the officer who attempted to murder me by putting me in a chokehold, twisting my neck to the right, and body slamming me onto my left side, his name is Officer Ronnie Rodriguez, badge number 42511 from the City of Miami Police Department. He tried to convince another officer, a PRI officer, named Leslie Diaz, badge number 40742, to help him take me somewhere and beat the shit out of me some more. And Officer Leslie Diaz, badge number 40742, the PRI officer, the police responding to the incident officer, he told him to take me to Jackson Memorial Hospital. And I was sitting in the back seat of the police vehicle of the officer, Ronnie Rodriguez, badge number 42511, who just attempted to murder me. And then Officer Ronnie Rodriguez, badge number 42511, he walked over to the driver's side of the vehicle, opened the driver's side door, leaned his head in the window, started yelling at me and said, "When you don't listen, you get your ass beat." Literally right after he tried to convince...
Sorry, so what, at the office told you that?
I was sitting in the back seat of a police vehicle in handcuffs after Officer Ronnie Rodriguez put me in a chokehold, twisted my neck to the right, and body slammed me onto my left side. And on the right side of the vehicle, literally 2 feet away from the window of the police vehicle that I was in, Officer Ronnie Rodriguez, badge number 42511, was exchanging words with PRI officer Leslie Diaz, badge number 40742 from the City of Miami Police Department. And right after he tried to convince Diaz, badge number 40742, to help him take me somewhere to beat the shit out of me some more, and Diaz, 40742, responded and said to take me to Jackson Memorial Hospital, Rodriguez, badge number 42511, walked around the front of the vehicle that I was in, the police vehicle that I was in, opened the driver's side door, leaned in, looked at me, and started yelling at me and said, "When you don't listen, you get your ass beat." And then he drove me to Jackson Memorial Hospital, and PRI Officer Leslie Diaz followed behind him in a different vehicle. But there was another officer that was already there named Officer Albello from the City of Miami Police Department, and he had a separate police vehicle that was parked behind a silver Nissan Sentra. And that officer was nowhere to be found. I didn't see him anywhere or anything. And he failed to intervene also. And the supervisor, Sergeant Edwin Gomez, badge number 2364, he was dispatched to that crime scene after I had to start recording Officer Ronnie Rodriguez, badge number 42511, with my camera phone because he wasn't willing to call a supervisor when I asked him to call a supervisor after he pushed me in my chest 3 times. When he pushed me in my chest 3 times, I put my hand...
I'm sorry, this is the police officer that did this?
Yeah. Rodriguez, badge number 42511, pushed me in my chest 3 times. And when he did that, I put my hands in the air. I said, "Sir, could you please just call a supervisor?" And he wasn't willing to call a supervisor. So I started recording him with my camera phone. And when he saw me recording him with my camera phone, that's when he called the supervisor. And then when the supervisor arrived, who identified himself as Sergeant Edwin Gomez, badge number 2364, I told on him. So I told him specifically, Rodriguez, badge number 42511, pushed me in my chest 3 times and wasn't willing to call a supervisor. And he didn't call a supervisor until I started recording with my camera phone. And when I told on him, Rodriguez, badge number 42511, snuck up behind me, put me in a chokehold, twisted my neck to the right, and body slammed me onto my left side out of retaliation for telling on him.
Okay, I'm so sorry to hear about that.
And then it happened again in Miami by 2 other officers, Officer Brown and Officer Brogdon. They jumped me from the back. And they made the injuries from the first police brutality case worse. And then when I reported that also and tried to obtain monetary relief, they shut down the government. And they said it was a coronavirus pandemic, and they shut down the courthouse. So I couldn't keep going back to the courthouse to try to obtain monetary relief. So then I moved to Broward County. And then I got injured again by a Fort Lauderdale police officer named Officer Maniatakos and 5 Haitian hospital security guards at the Broward Health Medical Center. And then they injected me with Ativan and Haldol, something that I have anaphylaxis because of. When they illegally intravenously inject me with it, it causes me to have anaphylaxis. And also get anaphylaxis from Saphris, Saphris. And when I went to that hospital, because my left arm went numb, I was at the AT&T store trying to buy a phone with more memory so I could document all these complaints because my phone was running out of memory and it kept getting unethically hacked. My left arm went numb while I was explaining to the manager why I needed a phone with more memory. And I had to call the ambulance. The ambulance came to the AT&T store. They brought me to Broward Health Medical Center. And then Dr. Chisholm at Broward Health Medical Center tried to convince me that I'm delusional and asked me if I would like to speak to a psychiatrist. And I said, I agree to speak to a psychiatrist. And I said I agree to speak to a psychiatrist because the more detailed information that's documented about my complaints, the better. Because when my father, who's my petitioner and my guardian, presents the clear and convincing evidence supporting my complaints to a judge, the judge could clearly see all of my efforts of me trying to fully recover and obtain monetary relief, but all of my efforts keep getting deceitfully obstructed by my opposing counsels and their friends and or government employees and or government entities and or municipalities that are being funded by the government or participating agencies.
Right. I'm still here. I'm listening to you.
Right. So it's like I'm the enemy of all of my resources. It's like they're purposely making me the enemy of the state and the country. That's very uncomfortable.
Okay, so I do apologize about all that. So as far as your dentist issues, did you want me to provide you with another office? Or what is it that you're wanting us to do for you today? Because I did call them. I'm not sure if you want to call us back on Tuesday when their dental people are there, because basically I wasn't able to speak to anyone either. Like I said, she told me the same thing, that they only have dentists available Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. So I'm not sure if you want to call us back on next Tuesday so we can call with you. So we can see like what the issue is. If not, I would just recommend going to a different office, because we can't force them to see you. We can call them and like see what's going on with you or help you reach out to them, but we can't force them to see you. That's when we recommend finding you a different office.
You know what they did in South Florida after these police brutality cases? They maliciously harassed me during, before, and after every attempt of me trying to fully recover from my injuries and obtain monetary relief. Literally every necessary living necessity service location I went to, every doctor's office I went to, every hospital I went to, every law library I went to, every courthouse I went to. And they purposely did that and left me no other option other than to put my complaints in writing about what they were doing and to fill it out on a complaint form and a civil cover sheet and a subpoena and to file it in a courthouse to tell a judge. I literally had to file more than 30 different lawsuits because they kept deceitfully obstructing justice when I was trying to accomplish one thing. And they knew in advance and from experience that that's going to make it more difficult for me, because it's obviously going to deceitfully signal and reach out to several different participating agencies and make them aware that I'm trying my best. I'm trying to do everything I possibly could. I'm trying to fully recover and obtain monetary relief from what I'm complaining about. And that gave them an opportunity to deceitfully obstruct justice. And then a judge who died from the coronavirus, and my case went into default, which means I automatically win the amount of money I was suing for. They tried to say something about I forgot what they said, but my case went into default in that judge's courtroom, and that judge died. They said that judge died due to coronavirus. And then another judge said I can no longer file any lawsuits because I'm filing frivolous lawsuits or something like that. And I can't file any lawsuits without an attorney from the Florida bar. So they knew they knew from experience what to do, when to do it, how to do it, because they've done it to several other people. There's no way that I'm the first person they've ever done that to, and it's worked for 3 different presidencies. They are very well experienced on how to deceitfully obstruct justice. And I know that for a fact. And I'm telling you this from experience. I literally sent an email yesterday to an attorney named Stephanie L. Cook, complaining about the same thing, asking her for help. And then Trump gives a live speech at the White House with Tim Cook from Apple. And Tim Cook presents him a 24 karat gold Apple award. It's like they're purposely trying to make me jealous and make me upset. And doing things like, hey, we acknowledged your complaint, but look, we're making a news report about something similar, but we're not going to say, hey, Omar, we received your complaint and we're still trying to cover it up. We're picking on you. What are you doing about it? What are you going to do about it, you poor bitch? You don't have enough money. You don't have enough money to go to war with us, you poor bitch. Because we're stealing it all from you, you poor bitch. That makes me very uncomfortable.
All right, I completely understand. I do apologize. So when you filed your...
let me tell you something. If I was, say, at a, let's see here, how I could explain this. If I did that to President Donald Trump, to President Joe Biden, to President Obama, I'd get charged for a hate crime. I'd get charged for attempting to assassinate the president. I'd get charged for conducting blue-collar crimes, fraud, empowering a global scare, empowering deceitful violations of 18 United States Code Statute 1513, the retaliation against victims, witness, and or informant statutes, and similar U.S. codes and statutes. I'd be incarcerated in a maximum security prison, if not awaiting the death penalty by way of lethal injection or the electric chair. But you know what I'm noticing?
Yes, sir. I'm
They're
still here.
they're
I'm
they're
listening.
getting it. What I'm noticing and what's obvious to me is they're excited about watching me and hearing me suffer and slowly die because they're not helping me. Because they could have just easily say, "Oh yeah, hey, we're gonna arrest Omar because this fake case we made up. We're not gonna tell you it's a fake case. We're just gonna say, yeah, Omar did something wrong, and just to lock him up." They could do that because they've done it to several people, and they know how to get away with it and not get in trouble for it. But instead of them doing that, because I've complained about this so many times, that there's a paper trail from here to countries other than the United States. And they know if they did that, they would have to put more effort in to cover up my complaints. And then they'd have to cover up them incarcerating me and falsely imprisoning me.
Yes, sir. I'm still here.
So the least amount of effort,
I'm still here.
with the least amount of effort, they're aware that they could just keep mocking me and maliciously harassing me and create entertainment sources for my pain and suffering. And empowering other people to help them maliciously harass me some more. Similar to Officer Ronnie Rodriguez, badge number 42511 from the City of Miami Police Department, when he requested for PRI Officer Leslie Diaz, police responding to the incident officer Leslie Diaz, badge number 40742, to help him take me somewhere and beat the shit out of me some more. If I did that to your child, what would you do?
I'm sorry, sir. You said, what would I do?
If I did that to your child, what would you do?
Okay, so I am at work. So I would probably do the same thing that you did, but I guess there is a time and a place for everything.
Uh-huh.
So I'll fly, yeah.
So you know what they tried to do also? They also tried to tell me, oh, Omar, you can't sue them anymore because you've exhausted the statute of limitations. And when I told them the statute of limitations were exhausted for no fault of my own, they shut down the government and they shut down the courthouse and said it was a coronavirus pandemic. And I wasn't able to continue to go to court to obtain monetary relief. And they said, oh, well, the law says if you exhaust the statute of limitations and you don't sue them within a certain amount of years, you can't obtain monetary relief. I said, so what does the law say about the statute of limitations being exhausted for no fault of the complainant's own? None of the attorneys who I found on the Florida Bar website or Google search knew how to answer that question. And then I finally found out that there's a remedy called equitable tolling. The equitable tolling law is a remedy that says when somebody's injured or ill or traumatized, or their injuries are getting worse, or they're having difficulties fully recovering from their injuries, or they're exhausted, or they're tired, or any of those things, and the statute of limitations pass,
Yes, I'm here.
The complainant qualifies for something called equitable tolling. And that removes the statutes of limitations from the case. And all the complainant or plaintiff has to do is have a guardian file a petition for adjudication of legal incapacitation on their behalf. Because the plaintiff is legally, physically, and mentally incapacitated. Because they're traumatized, they're injured, they're not feeling well, they're exhausted, they're tired. But not one of those attorneys at the Florida Bar website or attorneys on Google search told me about that. And all of them kept telling me the same excuse over and over again. Literally from one phone call to the next. As if they were unethically hacking my phone and listening into my phone calls to hear what the previous attorney that I just called said to me. So they know not to give me any information that's going to help me. Intentionally stonewalling me. And intentionally deceitfully obstructing justice. Maliciously. And I had to have my father, who retired from the Broward Sheriff's Office after 30 years of service, file a petition for adjudication of legal incapacitation on my behalf, and I had to appoint him as my guardian, because that's what the courts ask for us to do. You know how uncomfortable that made my father feel? Being forced by courts of the same municipalities that he retired from after 30 years of service, forced him to do. All because they decided to deceitfully and fraudulently obstruct justice for several presidencies back to back. The Obama administration, the Biden administration, the Trump administration. You know how uncomfortable that made him and my mother feel, and my stepmother and stepfather feel, and my two brothers and my two sisters and my aunts and uncles and my cousins, my nieces, my nephews, and my two young daughters feel, watching that on the news year after year, day after day. Them lying and making up fake reports and fake excuses and fake global scares and all this nonsense, just to try to distract people and make people feel guilty about anything and everything that they could possibly say to try to obtain monetary relief. Palestine and Jerusalem has been at war for more than 50 years. When Palestinians try to supposedly walk onto Jerusalem's land just to get high quality groceries and vegetables, for example, they retaliate against them. They've been doing that for more than 50 years. And now all of a sudden, when I bring up the fact that I'm going into debt and it's killing me and I need to be able to afford necessary living necessities and healthy food and all these things so I can at least try to fully recover and ultimately be able to obtain monetary relief, they start broadcasting, oh, look at all these poor Muslim people in Palestine, and they're at war, and they just want to eat food and this and that. Are you kidding me? You know how long that's been going on? Rochelle, what do you?
Yes, sir. I'm here. I'm here.
What-
I am here.
What
Okay,
what would you do if someone did that to your child?
So I'll probably be feeling the same way you're feeling now.
If you could describe how I'm feeling in one word, how would you describe it?
Let me see. You said one word. It sounds like you're really
fed up, basically.
If you
sounds like
if
you're
you could
fed
describe
up.
it in a sentence.
In one word.
If you could describe it in one sentence.
So if I was to describe it in one sentence, I would say that you are tired of being treated this way and you want some type of discipline. So what is it that we can do to help the situation better for you? Hello?
Yes.
Yes, what is it that we can do to help you with this? Because basically...
So, Rochelle, to get to the point of what's necessary in this situation...
Have you tried a fair hearing?
I need money.
Well, no, that's for... I need money, too, actually.
That's all I need. All I need is money. Because the obvious thing is, the only way they've been able to get away and not get in trouble for what I'm complaining about for 3 different presidencies back to back is with money.
Well, that I do not have. So, any other solutions that that DentaQuest can help you with?
And if I had enough money to be able to hire a private attorney, I would have already been able to obtain monetary relief and fully recover. But they left me no other option other than to file my complaints through indigency status at the courthouse and represent myself as a pro se self-represented indigent litigant of the state of Florida. With government health insurance and food stamps and a discounted Lifeline government assistance phone service. So every time I went to the doctor, they billed my government health insurance for injuries caused by government employees, police officers and their friends, and or my opposing counsels who are representing them. And they were aware in real time, during, before, and after every appointment I had to schedule to go to the doctor or any contributing factor to that. And they were unethically hacking my phone while they were doing that. That's like me knowing and feeling,
yes, sir, I'm still here.
Feeling that I have to get up and accomplish my necessary living necessities or I'm going to die. Because they're necessary living necessities. It's necessary for me to accomplish them because they're necessary living necessities. I need to accomplish them in order to stay alive. One of several is eating some healthy food. And being fully aware of that, right? I try to, for example, if I try to get up, right, and try to eat some healthy food, and my opposing counsels are aware of that, and they send some frequencies and infrared imaging through the walls to immobilize me and paralyze my ability to move my body. And they do that at the most.
So that's how you are right now, or was that when this happened?
I'm saying, well, that has happened. But what I'm saying is, for example, here's another example. If I need to go to the doctor, right? And my opposing counsels are obviously aware of that because they're all the same municipality. And they know I don't have any transportation. But my opposing counsels, being that they're the same government municipality, they offer transportation through my government health insurance for me to go to the doctor. And they're aware that I schedule a doctor's appointment. And then they're aware that I schedule transportation. But they send me a vehicle that's unsanitary, with filthy seats, filthy seat belts, and the vehicle smells toxic. And when I get in the vehicle, within 1 minute of sitting in the vehicle, I start feeling sick, making it difficult for me to even go to my doctor's appointment for injuries to my neck and my back and my hands and arms going numb, my legs and feet going numb. And now I have to go to the emergency room because of a contagious reactive airway disease that they exposed me to by sending me an unsanitary transportation vehicle to take me to my doctor's appointment. You know how many times they've done that?
No, I'm not sure.
More than 10.
At the same office?
They've done that more than 10 times here in Tallahassee. And they've done that several times while I was running away from South Florida to Tallahassee because of them reoccurringly, deceitfully, maliciously harassing me and violating 18 U.S.C. Statute 1513, Statute 766.110, and similar U.S. codes and statutes. I literally just kept running away from city to city all the way till I reached Tallahassee. The only logical thing I could think to do, other than becoming violent, is moving to the Tallahassee, to the capital of Florida, the state capital, where there's much more government entities and municipalities, and we're all led to believe that, or we're all attempted to be convinced to believe that, you know, the capital of Florida, where there's more government entities and municipalities, is a place where they'll be more likely to follow the law. Unlike high traffic tourist areas like South Florida. That's just overly saturated with corruption and promiscuous drug schemes and police officers and government employees who think that's a normal way to live because it's a high traffic tourist area. And everybody's just having fun. And they could care less about the demographic area that's literally attached to it. That's not a high traffic tourist area. Where all those crimes are literally, what's the word? Where all those crimes from those high traffic tourist areas are being merged into. And those people who don't want to have anything to do with corruption and the jealousy and promiscuous drug schemes and entrapment in those high traffic tourist areas become a victim of it. Because they're literally attached to that same demographic area and they're so close to it. It's like a little girl, for example, walking into her school, for example, right? And she's got all these different feelings of energy that make her think of herself when she gets older being a doctor or an astronaut or the president of the United States. And she's about to walk into her school, little girl. And then all of a sudden, a 1964 Chevrolet Impala with candy paint and large rims playing loud music drives by, and the driver's smoking narcotics with his friends. And all of a sudden, that little girl, she smells that narcotic. And she gets a chemical imbalance. And then she walks into the school and eats the lunch that her mom prepared for her. Or the lunch that the school prepares for her. The chemicals that are in her mom's lunch that she prepared for her, or the chemicals that are in the food that the school prepared for her, are not intended to be imbalanced with the chemicals that she was exposed to and inhaled before she walked into that school. Because the person committing those promiscuous drug schemes decided to break the law because it's a high traffic tourist area. Or even worse, the driver's not paying attention and gets into an accident. And because of that accident, it caused that little girl to get injured. And now the little girl's injured for the rest of her life. She has permanent damage. She can't be a doctor. She can't be an astronaut. She can't be the president of the United States. If someone did that to your child, what would you do?
Okay, sir. So I am listening. I do understand what you are going through.
Well, Rochelle, let me
yes,
ask you this.
Yes, Omar. Yes.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
If that same little girl was raped by those same type of people that caused the chemical imbalance in her body right before she walked into school, what would you do if someone raped your little girl? What would you do?
And what was the question, sir?
If you had a little girl and someone raped your little girl, what would you do?
Again, I'm not sure. Because basically our phone calls are recorded. That is a question. I'm not sure what I would do. Is that how you're feeling right now? Like, if that was the case, that's basically how you're feeling, basically.
Let me ask you this, Rochelle.
Right.
If you go to the grocery store after working overtime all year long, and you go to the grocery store to purchase some food for your younger children. And when you get to the grocery store,
right,
and you're about to check out, and you're in front of the cashier, and the cashier asks you to pay her, and then you reach into your purse or your wallet or your iPhone, and you attempt to pay for the groceries
right,
after working overtime the entire year. And you realize it's saying your card is declined. Or you realize someone has stolen your money out of your purse or your wallet. And then you think about who could have done that. And you narrow it down to the only people who could feasibly afford to do that. And it's obvious to you that you need those groceries because they're a necessary living necessity for your children. And if your children don't obtain those groceries, being that it's a necessary living necessity, eventually they're going to die. They're also not going to have the adequate amount of healthy energy and brain function and
right,
all those necessary contributing factors that have to do with their circulatory system, all those necessary things. If someone did that to your child, what would you do?
I'm not sure. If the money is there shouldn't be an issue.
How would you describe that?
They work overtime. What do you mean? How would I?
How would you describe that?
This is not,
if someone asked you, what happened to your child? If that happened to your child, and you're trying to get help because that happened to your child, how would you describe that? Would you describe it the same way I described it to you? Or would you just say someone's attempting to murder your child?
Okay. Sir, I'm not sure, but if we could take this call back to, like, dentist issues, because these calls are recorded, monitored, and I could possibly get in trouble for the call if I didn't take, like, control of the call.
All right.
So, as
what
far
if,
as
let me ask you this,
Rochelle.
Okay. What if your child goes to the dentist and the dentist cleans her teeth, and while he's cleaning her teeth, or while she's cleaning her teeth, you notice there's a strange chemical substance residue causing her gums to be discolored or inflamed. And he brings that to your attention. And then he realizes that you have no idea.
I have no idea that we know what's going on.
With your daughter's teeth and gums, and why they're inflamed and discolored. So the doctor obviously knows and is aware that he has to fix your daughter's gum and teeth problem before the infection spreads to anywhere else on her body. And he also is aware that being that the parent has no idea why that's happening to your daughter, he has to do his due diligence and eliminate that problem from happening again. Now, how would that dentist do that?
I'm not sure, because we're not the dentist office. The only thing we do is go over your benefits and coverage. We're not trained as far as dentists. The only thing we help you with is going over your coverage and benefits. I wouldn't know what a dentist would do. We're not dentists.
So
not
if
trained
this same
at
little
all.
girl, Rochelle, if this same little girl brightens up the dentist's day and reminds him of his little girl at home, right? And the dentist, he really admires the little girl because he has a little girl at home, even though they might not even be the same color of skin or religion or share the same traditional values or anything like that. But he really admires the little girl. When he sees that little girl, he thinks about his little girl. And he writes in the little girl's chart that the parent is not aware of the chemical substance that's causing her gums to be inflamed and discolored and infected. And he documents that he's going to get rid of the infection. But being that the parent is not aware of what's causing that, the doctor brings that to the attention of the participating agency. That's funding the health insurance that he's billing for that little girl's dental services. Pretty much acting like a form of investigative law enforcement and Homeland Security. Now, that little girl say, for example, that little girl is very young. And we're in the year 2025. And that doctor has witnessed that in several other little girls in that same demographic area. And has reported that same type of situation several times. But it keeps happening. And the doctor starts to realize the people who he's reporting it to, they're not helping the little girls. And then time passes by, and he notices the majority of those same little girls, they end up going to psychiatric hospitals when they get older. And their parents are no longer in their lives. And while they're at those psychiatric hospitals, they end up getting mistreated and sexually assaulted and harassed by people that work at those hospitals. And they coerce them, manipulate them, distract them, and convince them to believe they have no other option in life but to be trafficked and live a promiscuous, drug-empowered lifestyle. And eventually become mules in a human trafficking organization. Then the dentist realizes that he's getting older, and he's been going to his place of worship a lot, and they've been talking about repenting and asking God for forgiveness and being judged by God on Judgment Day when he dies. And the dentist starts feeling guilty about the fact that those little girls were entrapped. And those little girls were deceitfully and fraudulently manipulated and taken advantage of. From a very young age, all the way until they got old enough to look like they were old enough in public to be dressing provocative and promiscuous without anybody really doing anything about that, because they're in a high traffic tourist area. And the doctor decides to get a second job and become a state representative or a politician to change laws that empower the crimes that ruined those little girls' lives. And he did that because he realized there was nothing else that he could think of doing to help those same little girls and prevent that from happening to other little girls that were in that same demographic area. Is that something that you would ever consider doing, Rochelle? To help that little girl?
Yeah, so I would try to help anyone that I could help as far as that nature. Yeah. Is that the case? Are you referring
Now,
just to a scenario, or
now,
is
Rochelle,
that what happened?
Now, Rochelle.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's happened several times in South Florida, and it's happening right now in South Florida.
Right, because basically we're not the ones who make the decision. We just go over the status. The dental director, if something was denied, basically the dental director is the one who makes the decision. We're not the ones who make the decisions. Basically, this number, we just go over statuses of decisions, claims, authorizations, appeals, grievances, your benefits with you. We're not the ones who basically make any decisions on what will be approved or what will be denied.
Sounds like you have a very important job, Rochelle.
I mean, it's a job. I'm here. But I'm not the one who makes any decisions.
So, Rochelle, let me ask you this simple question. If your daughter, or if you had a little girl, and you purchased a cell phone for her, and that cellular phone obviously needs to be charged, and you make sure that her phone is charged every single day before she leaves your presence, to make sure at the least she has that extra level of security. And you send your little girl one day to school with her phone fully charged. And the little girl, she realizes that her phone battery is draining really fast. And she's not even using her phone. And she realizes that after some really strange, weird, odd looking people walked past her, but being that that's something she's never really experienced in life, she didn't really think it was a big deal, because she was in a high traffic tourist area. Now you told your daughter, or you told that little girl, to call you when she finishes school, so you could tell her exactly where you are, so she knows exactly what direction to walk to enter your vehicle as soon as possible. And you specifically told her to do that because you're in a high traffic tourist area, and a lot of the teachers and the students, they don't get along. In that specific demographic area, where there's a lot of promiscuous drug schemes and jealousy and corruption. So you made sure she had a phone to call you. But on that particular day, her phone battery died all of a sudden, and she didn't know your number by heart. So your daughter just decided to take it upon herself and walk back and forth in every direction to try to find your car. And while she was doing that, those same people that made sure her battery on her phone died kidnapped her. And it just so happened to be that you filed high-profile lawsuits against government employees that injured you. If someone kidnapped your daughter after you had to file lawsuits and complaints about government employees injuring you, what would you do, Rochelle?
Anything that I can do that's anything necessary to do.
And if you're financially secure, wouldn't you be able to make sure that you were able to do everything necessary?
Right, correct.
All right. Rochelle, the dentists that are within the network of Humana here in Tallahassee, could you please send me a list of those dentists?
Yes, I can send you a list. What's your zip code?
32303.
Okay, so I did get that just pulled up for you. And what email address did you want it sent to?
duediligencecorporate@gmail.com.
Like D-U-E do? What kind of do?
Yeah.
Do? Like something is do?
Do is spelled D-U-E. Diligence, regular spelling. Corporate, regular spelling, @gmail.com. So it's D-U-E, diligence, DILIGENCE, corporate, CORPORATE @gmail.com.
Okay, so I did go ahead and get that link or that list sent over to you. I'm not sure if you want to check and see if you received it.
Yes, I received it. I see Wakulla County PH Unit, Dental Works of Quincy, North Florida Medical, Jesse Furlow, North Florida Medical, Tallahassee Memorial Hospital, Tallahassee Oral and Maxillofacial Surgery, Neighborhood Medical Center, Neighborhood Medical Center again, Neighborhood Medical Center again, Neighborhood Medical Center again, Neighborhood Medical Center again, and then Bond Community Health Center, and then Leon County Health Department at 912 Railroad Avenue in Tallahassee, Florida. Rochelle, is there anything I could do for you?
No, there's nothing you can help me with today. Was there anything else I can help you with today besides that list?
I don't know, but I'm sure there is something you could help me with. I just don't know what else. I just don't know what else to ask you to help me with. But if I may ask, do you know any little girls that might need some help?
No, I do not.
Oh. Well, if you ever come across any little girls that need help, just do what I told you to do.
Okay, no problem.
All right. Hey, Rochelle, what time is it right now?
Where I am at is 4:52.
What's the date today?
It's 8/25.
Today's Friday, right?
Yes, correct.
August 8th, 2025. All right. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Okay, so thank you for calling Member Services and enjoy the rest of your day.
Enjoy the rest of your life, Rochelle.
Thank you.
The time now is 4:53 p.m. Today is Friday, August 8th, 2025. The duration of this audio transcript is 3 hours, 33 minutes, and 33 seconds. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.